You're watching Around Town with Henry Dormann.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. We are at a very fascinating, unique place. This is a real factory. This is Dayle Ruben, who is one of the principals. What's your title?
Senior Plant Director.
The principal. And they make the most fantastic dishes. It used to be owned by Corning, but now it's called
World Kitchen.
World Kitchen. And this is the home of Corelle.
Yes,
which,
sir.
Which is what, your trademark?
Yes.
And can we go upstairs and see everything? We're going to see everything. This is behind the scenes secret stuff. Nobody gets to see this. This is Eide. She's come up with this too. Dale's been kind enough to take us upstairs. But what is your title?
I'm the Senior Director for Design and Innovation.
And all of these plates and things that you're about to see being manufactured, they have a hand in producing and really hands-on. And my family's Norwegian, so she's Norwegian, and we can talk Norwegian together, which is what we're going to do. So if you don't understand what we're saying, don't pay any attention. Now you're going to tell us what's behind us here.
Okay, yes, I would like to show you the plates we did all the way from the beginning and to the newest we have today. And behind us is an array of shapes. It is for the whole world and many more we are making. But the first one we made was the coupe shape. And we are still making it today, and it is still the #1 pattern in the world. And
you know what?
yes.
You are so nice, I have to give you a hug because she has the personality that's going to make this show. And she has such a wonderful accent too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Andy. Go ahead.
Okay. And today we are now selling to more than 50 countries around the world. And that is something to be proud of. Yeah, and to make the biggest change over the last 40 years, was when we suddenly from being all round to square.
Yeah.
That changed the life here. Of course, it was not easy. It's still not easy.
A lot of
but
restaurants are
it was
using that style.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for the style of the food we are eating today, the markets we are addressing, was really important that we could do it. And we have certain shapes, that it's, for example, this one is for Japan specifically.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, and then we put on some embossment on it and make it really fantastic for the bridal.
Is she a terrific sales lady? No wonder she's so good. Let's go in here
So
and see what's next.
let us see what we are coming out with this year, because that is something amazing.
That's something. What a personality. Now for the real insight to the factory and the product. Why don't you explain this part, and then he can explain the factory.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I would like to let you know what we are doing in the fall this year. We are going to introduce a new line called Market Street, New York. And that is an amazing line that is going to be for the department stores, the upper end, and something Corelle has never done in this country. We are doing it in other countries, but for USA, and this is the first time we are going in at the upper end.
Where do you get all this enthusiasm from? You bubble. There
It
you're
is.
bubbling again.
Thank you. I don't know. So
Go ahead.
anyway, this is amazing, and just look at all the inspirations is from the historic Market Street, and it's all about where we want to be, the authenticity about all that, and also where we are going into the future. So I think Dayle, he can now explain how we
all
are
this is
doing that.
done. Huh?
Absolutely,
How do you make
it's
this?
amazing.
Okay, so the Corelle process begins with the delivery of 16 raw materials to the mix house. It's blended in batch.
Where's the mix house downstairs?
The mix house is at the entry side of the building. It's actually the south side of the facility. From there, the compositions are delivered to 3 core melting tanks and also 9 different glaze tanks. As it's melted, the glass is delivered to an orifice, which then is where the laminate, the 3 layers, are manufactured. Then it's transferred to the forming department, which is called a hub. And from the hub, that is where the 51 different product shapes are manufactured.
It must be nice to know so much.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So the process continues on with a fire polisher. So there's a lot of open flame that you'll see as part of the video. Then it's transferred through a conveyor system. It goes through the decorating room, where again the design team offers many different design patterns that from the bridal to all the different consumers. And then it'll go through a tempering process to add to the strength of the for the final product. Then it'll go to the quality lab where the quality testing is performed, particularly a drop test. The plates and shapes are dropped a little over 6 feet just to make sure that it meets the durability and strength of our product for years to come.
Did you memorize this?
No.
That's pretty good extemporaneous speaking.
Okay.
Did you practice that?
A little.
Did you? You're very good, you know.
Thank you.
And you know a lot.
I'm excited about our plant, the team here. We have a lot of great employees, and
Between your excitement and her excitement, we don't know what to do. You really have a love of the product and the whole process, and it shows.
thank
which
you
is
very much.
nice.
Thank you.
My wife, don't tell this, I don't want her to see this because she wants all of this, and there's a Corning store here. Is that your product that's sold there?
Absolutely.
She goes there and wipes me out every time she comes because the prices are fantastic. What's the address of the store?
It's Pine Street, just off of Market Street.
Yeah, right around the corner, not far at all, but go and get it while you can because they sell out everything. They've got nicest things and the most modern designs, and all these things are the responsibility of these two people. I will be in the store. I'm there always because my wife insists that I come by because she can buy twice as much then. I will see you at the store. Bye.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving, getting from here to there, managing long hours at work, juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online, bank with our mobile app, deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Let's go! It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gon' make you jump, jump, jump. This is home. Hey, yeah. This is home.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
There are many places that help people in the whole area here, but one of them is really unusual. It's called AIM, and John Zick is one of the executives of the company, but it's non-for-profit, and they help you for free. And I want to know more about this, so I'm going to ask you to explain it, because when I get to be a little old or incapacitated, you're the people to call.
Yes.
And the price is right.
The price is right, absolutely.
Does it tell medical attention, or just what exactly does it do?
So we are based on a non-medical model. So we don't treat any sort of disability or illness or injury, but what we do is give people the tools and the supports needed to continue to live independently in the community. We are headquartered in Corning. We have a pretty sizable office in Elmira. We actually have 6 total office locations: Allegheny County, Schuyler, Steuben, and Chemung. Last year we served more than 4,000 people, and we actually have more than 400 employees. We serve people of all ages and all disabilities.
When you say you serve them, what does that mean?
It depends on the supports and services they need. So, for instance, many of our consumers require some sort of assistance to continue living in their homes or apartments by themselves. One of our biggest programs then is a personal assistance service that's consumer directed. So the consumer can actually hire their own personal assistant who can help them with activities of daily living, such as doing the laundry, doing the dishes, getting the groceries, things that if they couldn't do themselves would force them into a nursing home. Another one of our pretty major programs is an equipment loan program, technology-related assistance for individuals with disabilities, known as TRADE. So we have a warehouse essentially full of assistive technology, wheelchairs, walkers, iPads, communication devices, computer software, those types of things that people can borrow from us on a temporary basis. And if it helps them in their home, then we have advocates who can help them find funding for a permanent solution. So a lot of times disability can be permanent or disability can be temporary. So if we have a consumer who, say, breaks their leg and needs a wheelchair temporarily, we can loan that to them so they don't have to find funding to purchase a permanent one. But if we have someone who suffers, say, a traumatic brain injury and could utilize a communications device and needs it permanently, they can test it out for free using borrowed equipment from us, and then we will work with their insurance companies to try to buy a permanent fix for them.
And everything you do is free?
A majority of the things we do for free. There are very few of our programs that are fee-based, but our trade program's free. Our consumer-directed personal assistance program, the personal assistance, that's actually paid for through Medicaid. We'll pay for that. It's far, far cheaper for Medicaid to fund that program than to fund someone being in a nursing home. The last numbers I saw, it cost Medicaid $330 a day to have someone, to pay for somebody to be in a nursing home, whereas having a personal assistant, depending on how many hours the person needs, it could be $40 or $50 a day.
Now, I assume that if this is taking place here in these counties upstate New York,
Yes,
that it's also taking place in other places like New York City even.
absolutely.
Is there an AIM program there?
So there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 independent
I need to
living
know this
centers.
in case I need help later. You know.
I'll give you some phone numbers before we
Right.
go. There are actually 40 or so independent living centers across New York State. We serve a large swath of the southern tier. Binghamton has an independent living center that serves farther east in the southern tier, but Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Manhattan, Long Island.
But you have to have low income to qualify.
It depends on the program, but we will help anyone who comes to our door, whether you have $1 million or no dollars. We don't ask for any sort of monetary
Testimony to,
yeah, we don't need any sort of income information for advocacy services or to borrow equipment or to attend a chronic disease class that we have.
What a nice company you are. You must feel very good.
We do, and our numbers are growing. As I mentioned, we served more than 4,000 people last year. That's up from right around 2,000 just a few years ago. So the need is there, and more people are finding out about our services, and we think that a lot of people are very happy with our services, and we hope to continue to grow.
You continue to grow by doing what? Opening new offices or more people? Now you have a new facility in Elmira, which is state-of-the-art and a big building, so you'll be able to take care of a lot more.
Absolutely. We actually just expanded our Corning office, which is our headquarters. We added 1,600 square feet there, and we just purchased a new building in Elmira, which right now is under renovation. Hopefully will open around October 1st. And as you mentioned, state-of-the-art, lots of space.
And you really coordinate the help that comes from the state and federal government?
One of my positions is to do our grant writing and things of that nature. So myself and a small team, we find opportunities for funding for new programs, and then we make application to the government to say that the need is here in the community and that AIM is the agency that can operate the program the best.
It's kind of a science, though. I mean, to write those grant proposals takes a great deal of information and knowledge about what the state requires or the federal government requires.
Absolutely.
You're worth your weight in gold.
No comment.
But it does take a lot.
We like to think, myself and the team that writes the grants, we think that we have come up with a pretty good process to identify the need and how the program will operate, as well as the regulations to operate those programs. But the information for those comes from all of our folks in the field, the program coordinators, the frontline workers. They're the ones that really can get us the first-hand information we need to make a very strong case for those applications.
You have a website? We
do. It's www.aimcil.com.
And a phone number?
962-8225.
Should they call you or someone else specifically?
They certainly can call me. I'm happy to talk to anyone who wants to call, and I'm happy to point them in the right direction for the program they need.
They are very nice here, and it's free. Almost everything is free, and it's just something special to look ahead for. Maybe you don't want to look ahead for it in case you get old, but you never know when it might be needed. I'm getting ready. Good man to know here, too. Call him up, get the website. If you come by and look at the facility in Corningware, Elmira, I'm going to try to see what rooms they have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Truly, this is home. I know that's our slogan here, but this is my home. So, I mean, I do care about it. My family's here, my friends are here. I went to school here. I think I take a lot of pride in covering stories. When I go out and talk, whether it's about, budget cuts or, a new store opening that's directly impacting taxes my family pays or, the quality of life that my family and friends have here. This is home.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
There is a Steuben County Historical Society. They know everything about you. And if they don't know it, they can check on it. And this is Kirk House, who is the director of the society. And they've got all kinds of things here in Bath, right next to the Dormann Library.
That's right, yes.
And they have downstairs where they have a children's museum.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's named...
Small one, yes.
Small one, the Chelsea and Lillian Children's Museum. My granddaughters. And you take good care of that, but they have other things here also, including this very, very valuable piece. What is it?
Okay, well, this, Mr. Dormann, is a diary, and it was kept by James M. Thomas of Tollsville when he was off fighting in the Civil War. And he made his last entry in here on July 12th, 1863, and he describes the fighting that they did that day and then the fact that they encamped that night.
He had beautiful handwriting.
He did, yes. And shortly afterwards, probably the next day at the Battle of Cox's Plantation, he was shot. However, the story actually has a happy ending because besides being hit in the diary here, in the back of the diary was a tintype of his wife. And as you can see, that stopped the bullet right there. So he must have been hurting, probably knocked him down, but he wasn't bleeding. He went on, finished through the war, came home, had 3 more children, and lived another 64 years after getting shot in Louisiana with this diary in his pocket.
It's fascinating. Do you have many things like that?
Oh, we have all kinds of things, so that's not all of them are as dramatic as this is. But one that's worth looking at, I think, is this painting right over here.
I have a question for you while we're walking
Sure.
along. You have an accent.
This is a Rhode Island accent.
Rhode Island accent.
Right.
And this is the painting?
Interestingly, the director of the Gates County Historical Society is also from Rhode Island. I don't think it's a requirement, though. But this painting here is a view of Bath, and it's an October day in 1859. And that's interesting by itself because just as this painting is being finished, John Brown is preparing his attack on Harper's Ferry. And the painter, actually, I guess, liked the painting so much, he put himself into the painting. And where we are here is over in the area that's now what we call the VA. So we can see the Conhockton River down here. This house still stands out on Route 415 past the Kmart. It's got square columns in front of it. And we can see the Erie Railroad chugging through on its way over to Hornellsville.
And the 2 churches.
Yeah, we can see several churches here and the courthouse. Now the thing is, even though we can see the historic churches and the courthouse, all the buildings have been replaced since 1859. So they're not the same ones we see today, but we can see this house right here, which John McGee built in 1831. And that's it, that's where we're standing right now.
That's the McGee house
That's
right
where
here.
we are at the moment, yes.
And who is this beautiful lady back there?
Okay, well, here we have Sherry Golder, and she's the chairman or the president of our board of directors. And she's also past chairman or president of the Corning Painted Post Historical Society.
She's a big wheel.
She is, yes, absolutely.
Well, let's go and see more paintings.
Okay, let's do
We'll
that.
follow you.
All right.
You have all kinds of display cases too.
Yes.
Fascinating. You can spend hours in here.
Oh, you can.
Are children welcome?
Children are welcome, yes. As
Before
long as
you
they're
go,
supervised, of
I
course.
heard there was a ferocious dog.
There is a ferocious dog here, but we
Can we say hello?
we can chance it.
Do we have there's a ferocious dog in here. And this is the lady who takes care of the, there is a ferocious dog. You see him? Can you catch that dog? She just said hello.
Okay, that's Casey,
That's Casey.
and this is Helen.
Helen is the person who writes the newsletter,
She does.
and she goes around and tells everybody about graveyards.
She's also the cemetery lady,
So
yes.
She's known as a cemetery lady, and if you want to see cemeteries, she has a tour of cemeteries. And she does a wonderful job. The ferocious dog is new.
Oh, yes.
I wonder if you can catch this painting here. Can you work that? This is interesting because it was actually done in this house back about 1844. These are the children of John McGee. And as you can see, they have a dog as well. And the story is that the painter was coming by appointment to begin the painting. The children were so excited that they all rushed to the door, so he painted them just as he first encountered them. And we don't know who the African-American child is on the left, except that he's well-dressed and presented positively, so he's obviously someone who was important to the family. We know he was not a slave because slavery had been abolished in New York almost 20 years before.
Now we go to the left,
All right, and we go to our left, yes.
in this way. All kinds of nooks and crannies.
There are, yes. Now this side over here, this particular office is the office of the Steuben County Historian. So we're the Steuben County Historical Society. We have the whole building and we rent space to the Steuben County Historian, which is an official government position. But one of the items here is painting of, well, we call him Baron Steuben. I'm sure if we'd yelled, hey Steuben, he would have no idea who we were talking about. And I imagine it was something closer to Steuben, or it wasn't Steuben anyway. But the county, of course, was named for him. He was never out here, but quite a few of our counties in upstate and western New York are named for heroes of the Revolution. So we have Schuyler, Monroe, Livingston, Hamilton, Sullivan, So he's important to us, even though he was never here, because the county was named to honor him.
What about the computers? Are they open for children or for youngsters?
Not for children, no. But
children do that now.
That's true. But Eleanor Silliman, the county historian, manages these, and researchers under her supervision can get various kinds of genealogical information from them.
Well, do you have a treasure trove here?
There is quite a lot, really, yeah.
And downstairs you have not only the Children's Museum, you have a toy museum?
We have toy exhibits anyway, a couple of them, and we have exhibits showing about life back in the 19th century, about the Steuben County Fair, the one-room schools, and also the Davenport Orphanage.
Now, when this was originally the McGee House, what was this room? They have arches here, so it must be a living room, dining room combination?
We imagine so, but we don't really know. For one thing, for 106 years, this was the Davenport Library. So beginning in 1893, it was no longer a home, and for 106 years, they reoriented it and reworked it to meet their needs. So we can tell from the arches, obviously, this was an important family space and public space.
And beautifully restored,
but we don't know the details.
Beautifully restored, too.
Yes, it really is.
Let's go back into the other wing here.
Okay.
We're now in the Paddock reading room.
That's right, yes.
And I knew Joe Paddock he was a veterinarian.
Veterinarian for many years here in the area.
Sure.
And
I was responsible for raising and putting this together.
Right, a pillar of the Historical Society.
You have another pillar here. What is this?
Right, well, this is a fairly recent exhibit here. And we have to confess to our shame, we didn't know anything about this gentleman until fairly recently. His name is Frederick Walrath. He was from the town of Jasper here in Steuben County. And he's world-renowned as a ceramics artist. And he worked in Boston, in Rochester, and in Louisiana. And he was home for a visit in Jasper in 1921. At the age of 50, took sick suddenly, was rushed to the hospital in Hornell and died there. So he died very young, unfortunately. These items were held by the town of Jasper, but they were only able to exhibit them one day a year.
Really?
And they thought that really wasn't enough, so after a discussion between them and us and surviving members of the family, it was decided they should come here where they could be on permanent exhibit.
All ceramics?
All of the ceramics, and all created by Frederick Walrath.
So almost like Indian artifacts.
Almost, yeah. Some of them he worked in all kinds of ways. He was an artist, so he experimented and did different kinds of things.
But so many people don't know about these things.
Yes.
You've got things that just are amazing. What's here and what's there? More display cases.
Oh yeah.
What's in this?
This is artifacts from China.
What in the world are artifacts from China doing here?
Well, they were collected by this lady, Bessie Hilly, who was from Bath. She was a member of the Bath Presbyterian Church, and she spent decades in China as a missionary. She collected these items. She was actually imprisoned by the Japanese during World War II. And there were supposed to be exchanges of civilians. That didn't happen much, but she was on one of the few exchanges that took place. So she came back to the country.
I have to shake your hands. You're doing such a great job. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
And you
Dormann.
remember everything.
Oh, we try.
This is a place worth visiting. Can they phone to come in?
They can phone to come in, yes, certainly.
What's the phone number?
776-9930.
607 code.
607 code, yes.
Hours?
Normally 9 to 1. Varies a little bit, but you can pretty much rely on that.
And ask for him, because he knows everything, and he knows where you can go to get things on great prices too.
Well, we try,
I
yeah.
have that feeling because as a historical society, you probably know where the greatest bargains are.
Well, we know some of them. We don't buy very much, though, unfortunately.
Thank you very much. We'll see you. I'll be sitting here in one of this. I'll be on display. Bye.
You're watching WENY HD.